Hello and welcome back to Podcasting is Praxis. I'm David. I am here with Rob.
Hello.
Alistair.
Evening.
James.
Hello.
And Jamie.
You alright?
No.
No.
Is this becoming a bit now? Because I swear the last
are heavy.
I swear the last 3 episodes have started with Jamie going alright and David answering it very literally with no and then a reason.
I'm just answering the question. It's just polite.
Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies.
Okay, so yeah, let's just fucking get started, shall we? So for this very special pre-Christmas episode, Rob has a present for us all. It's gift wrapped and none of us know what's inside it.
Exactly.
It's a gift in the German sense in that it's poison.
It's a lovely present. I think you'll all get we'll have some laughs, we'll have some tears, and we'll all have learned something along the way.
Jamie certainly will not be learning anything.
Nah. Honest to God, this feels like a kind of starting jigsaw kind of thing. Like, we will all have some laughs as the puzzle is starting to unfold, and we're seeing,
how do you do jigsaws?
Which jigsaw are you talking about? Are you talking about
like
jigsaw from Saw, or jigsaw as in like
tipping a bunch of cardboard pieces all over the coffee table while monologuing?
I think the gift actually comes in the form of a cube.
What's in the box, Rob? Go on.
Well, first, before we get to the proper present, it's always good to have a few small presents first. And
a few runner-up presents.
Yeah, a few runner-up presents. And the first present I wanted to open for everybody is the joy of the return to an old favourite. There's an updated report on the Ajax out.
Yes!
Yay!
If you don't know what that is, please do listen to episode 84, which in great detail talks about the MOD's effort to buy a not tank and its many, many failures and overspendings on it.
Or just imagine a clown car filled with plutonium. if you don't have a couple of hours to spare.
Right.
Have they managed to advance this thing beyond the point of just disintegrating soldiers into their constituent elements?
No, what they've advanced onto is yelling at each other about the constituent components of the soldiers. They're not supposed to look like that, it turns out.
Pretty much. So I've just read the amazing MOD paper called the Ajax Noise and Vibration Review, which is
10 out of 10.
my favourite quarterly magazine.
The first report ever issued by the Ministry of Sound.
Right.
Fuck's sake.
So immediately in the introduction, it makes very clear that this report is not there to assign blame. This review...
It's a very strong start.
Yeah, this vibrating tank just emerged out of the ground wholesale one day, and it's no one's fault that this happened.
But if you read it carefully, then you will, while they don't apportion blame, there are some blame to go around in the details. So as a quick reminder, the military chiefs wanted to buy 589 of these armored vehicles at a total cost of $5.5 billion. According to the National Audit Office review of defense projects published in last June, so 2020, the MOD has already spent nearly $4 billion out of that total budget. And so far there have been 6 total vehicles out of 589 produced, all of whom have such serious noise and vibration issues that they cannot be used without literally deafening soldiers. So they sort of split it into 2 parts, the main technical causes and the main process causes. So the main technical causes are genuinely very good. I'll read you a little bit from the report. Noise and vibration in the Ajax family of vehicles have electrical and mechanical origins from the following sources: track, suspension, and running gear, in particular the tension and sprocket, I don't know what that is, design and track interface. The engine and mounting into the vehicle is also a significant source of vibrations and noise. And quality issues associated with, but not limited to, inconsistent routing of cables, lack of bonding and weld quality, all of which can lead to incompatibility with communication equipment.
Incompatibility with life.
Yeah,
I think we can all agree
just-
that there's nothing worse than shoddy cable management.
Yeah, and just to clarify for Rob's sake, Sprocket is the dog that like Wallace owned before Gromit that had to be put down after it bit the postman.
It's actually George Jetson's boss.
My turn to say fuck's sake, David. God damn.
And also,
I do love it. It sounds like they've basically just like, spot welded a bunch of sheets of metal together, strapped an engine to it, and then shoddily cable tied some cables in it, and that's the Ajax.
I mean, that's kind of what building a tank is, right? To varying degrees of success.
Well, go on.
No,
Rob. What have the electrical causes?
No, it's more involved than that. Like, if you're really going to do that kind of shit properly, then like it's going to be a little more fucking standardized, and that's like, I can see why they're going on about cable management. Like, if the Soviets could turn fucking tractor factories into tank factories in a very short space of time and get it very fucking right, then they don't really have an excuse in the year of our Lord 2021, do they?
Well, yeah, that's getting it right would cut into profits.
Yeah, exactly.
The Soviets didn't have shareholders to consider.
That's true.
Our share. That is all.
The one thing I didn't know, but which I have since learned while reading this report, is that maximum noise levels on the ATEC platforms have consistently been in the region of 117 decibels.
17.
117. So if you don't know what that is...
Yeah. Just that's
conveniently the number of this episode for the keen-eyed listener.
Yes, exactly. That's roughly...
Well, the keen-eared, David, come on.
That's roughly the noise equivalent of a police siren at full blast screaming into your ear constantly while you're inside a metal tank.
That honestly sounds
worth
like
noting
a
that-
fucking average night out, really, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Do you know,
it is worth noting that these are soldiers that are complaining about noise, and these are people who are screamed at professionally.
Yeah,
I hear it is a similar volume. It is a louder volume than a turbofan aircraft at 200 feet from 200 feet away.
Also, the thing that the logical implication of this is fantastic, right? Because this has been tested, which means as it was tested, it was screaming and groaning its way across the hillside, whilst inside, in order to be heard, there was just a bunch of screaming soldiers,
James,
just yelling full spell at
James,
each other to try and be heard.
You would think so, but there are two problems with that statement. The first one is that because of Cameron-era budget cuts, the demo phase where they would produce a prototype and the construction of the full 589 vehicles were phased together, so there were no...
Do you know what's a huge waste of money? Like separating the production phase with the testing phase. You know what would save us a load of money if we just merge that shit together?
Yeah.
Put it together and hit go, and if it works, there's no problem, right?
It's the exact same. It's the exact same approach I take to Kerbal Space Program. Just slap that shit together, hit launch, and hope for the best.
It'll be all right on the night as a fucking approach to military hardware procurement. Yeah, incredible.
Well, break a leg would certainly fit. Anyway, carry on, Rob.
And the other reason your statement is problematic is that General Dynamic, once they were made aware of rattling and issues, the MOD said to them, "You need to install vibration and noise measuring equipment, so we know what's going on." And General Dynamic just didn't do that. So if it's not reported, there is no problem.
Did they just you know what I mean, to measure the noise and vibration? They just had a guy stand next to it when it was running and go, "Yep."
This reminds me of an apocryphal story where some game developers for PS2 were trying to get to launch, and they've been told by their publisher it can't go less than 30 frames per second. If it can't maintain 30 frames per second, you failed and you're not getting paid.
Was this where they just put a counter on that said 30 frames per second? Well,
what we did is they put an actual frame counter on, and then just what they reported was actual frames per second plus 10. And the publisher went, "Oh, well, it says 30, sounds good, let's go." And that was it. that shipped.
Yeah.
So,
I'll read you a little bit from the report. On 11 December 2019, General Dynamics UK acknowledged the issue of vibration noise and the need to instrument the platforms to measure it. However, this review saw no evidence that instrumentation was actually installed in the platforms by General Dynamics UK to measure noise and/or vibration. Also, the MOD was wholly reliant on measurements made by General Dynamics UK instead of putting anything of their own in.
You know what? A major mistake would have been to have this conversation anywhere near one of these fucking things, because I feel like a few things might have gotten lost in the backdraft.
This reporting on 11 December of 2019 is, by the way, has a couple of amazing things, because this is already where like the army testing units were communicating increased concern in increasingly stronger terms throughout the chain of command. This included statements such as
sharper intakes of breath having to deal with it.
This included
in fairness, it got harder to report these things as time went on because less people could hear the reports.
This included statements such as, "I think we must push for an engineering solution rapidly. We cannot be in the business of a Chernobyl-style approach of known hazard exposure and then medical checks."
And then to which they got a response of, "What?"
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I feel like that just make things worse, really.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, it's not only General Dynamics that's fucking up, it's also the Army, as we know, because even though at some point they do Army-owned testing, and the Army recommends that the max speed is dropped from 30 kilometers per hour to 20 per hour to reduce the risk of soldiers going deaf. But this was just not done.
Reduce, not eliminate.
Yeah. And also during this phase, you still can do essential maintenance on the Ajax, but you can only do it while wearing like full-on ear protection, but not an intercom headset. If you were wearing an intercom headset, you'd still go deaf. So you could only do it with like full-on like ear protection kit. And later on, soldiers were only allowed to wear the intercom headsets when the Ajax literally wasn't moving. So you could only test in the vehicle while it was standing still.
Did you say it they suggested a max speed of 20 kilometers an hour?
Yes.
We've been over this.
Instead of 30,
you've forgotten.
Yeah.
It's like 12 miles an hour. That's incredible.
I mean,
you need to check out, what was it, episode 84, was it, Rob?
Yeah.
Please check out episode 84 to learn the full implications of how bad the Ajax is.
I mean, like, by comparison, like 20 kilometers per hour is slightly under the max speed that you get with those little electric scooters you can find in most cities now. They go about 25 kilometers per hour, 24. So those are faster than like a military vehicle meant for rapid.
When the army,
do you know, we need to convert those scooters into technicals.
When the army's been outmanoeuvred by the youth, I think that's when they probably have something to worry about.
Again, I don't want to just blame General Dynamics, although they do come in for significant blame. Although we must state again that this report was not designed to lay blame anywhere, and certainly was not designed to talk about the actual contract signed with General Dynamics, because I suspect the UK is probably stuck with these things for better or for worse. I'll read you again from...
Presumably for worse, though.
Well, for richer and poorer in sickness and in health. Yeah, I mean, you know.
All we can do is what we're doing right now. We cannot conceivably, like, materially change any of the shit we're doing. And any attempts to make us do anything else is met with utmost hostility and just revulsion.
Well, yeah, close enough. From a cultural perspective, the army did not believe it was potentially causing harm to people, especially with regards to vibration and noise, as it was tacitly expected that soldiers should be able to stand up to such pressures anyway.
Remember when the army was hard?
Yeah. Society and the law expect the MOD to do better and require it to have systems in place that protect its people from harm.
I mean, yeah, it's just like... Is that such a big fucking ask?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, clearly, because within the acquisition system, safety is not viewed as an equal partner to cost, schedule, and military capacity. And the culture in the MOD does not currently ensure safety is considered within strategic decision-making. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not as if they haven't had like two big walls where that was like a massive fucking feature of ridicule from the media and the public in general towards the army to figure this out, but oh well.
Yeah. Anyway, the good news is the AJAC contracts still haven't been cancelled. I'm not sure if it's actually like possible to cancel them. Again, this wonderful review does not go into the contract, so...
On the other hand, what they could do is they could just increase the vibration, make it so that it vibrates with such a frequency it just like phases through like the enemy like embankments and such.
What if we could get them all to vibrate at the Vivaldi pitch, and then we might all give everybody in the UK better hearing?
I'm just sorry. I'm picturing the Ajax making a Twitter thread complaining, "I've been cancelled just for deafening some soldiers." Problematic.
It's the opposite of a neutron bomb, where it vibrates at the harmonic frequency of concrete and destroys the city, but leaves the population standing.
Just airdrop a couple of Ajax into the middle of Syria and just let rip. Fantastic. Anyway, the saga of the Ajax continues, and I think at least I will be here until the bitter end because I love this thing. Like,
are you kidding? This is going to outlive us, Rob. Yeah. Let's be real.
When we have the podcasting as practice parade, we'll all be riding one of these things, but for like 5 minutes before we will have to get off again because we're all feeling sick and dizzy.
Bury me in my vibrating Ajax. The second bit I want to talk about came actually by way of Jamie, who put this amazing thing in our Discord. Shipping is about to become a lot more green and efficient.
DeviantArt's going green.
No, I'm talking actual
I
big
fucking
container
hate you for that, Alistair. God damn.
Did you see that thing where someone asked Keanu Reeves about shipping, and he was like, "Yeah, I know about boats."
Love boats.
Thanks to you, Alistair, the phrase "the Omegaverse is purchasing carbon credits" has appeared unbidden in my fucking head, and I hate you for it.
No, this is about actual container shipping, and the idea is to make it look more green and efficient by bolting giant kites on them, and then having that replace some of the fuel they're using.
Excuse me, Rob, I have a question. Have we not done this before?
We have not. This is something.
It's not.
new.
It's not a sailboat, because that wouldn't be an innovation. So instead of just sailing the fucking shit around the world, they just put a big kite on the front of the boat that uses a drone aircraft to steer the kite into the what was it? Optimal meteorological conditions or something.
Yes.
And then it reduces carbon emissions by up to 20%.
Now, I may not be an expert in sailing. In fact, probably my only experience of sailing is from Monkey Island 3. But does sound somewhat similar.
Well, I mean, you've played Pillars of Eternity 2 as well, so you're an expert.
Remember that these new ideas have to be disruptive, and the thing that they're going to be disruptive to is low-flying aircraft.
Amongst other things, let me read you a little bit from the article.
we've invented sailing, but worse. Yes. Why not? We've done that with the bus, we've done that with trains, and now we're doing it with fucking the age of sail.
Is the blockchain involved somewhere? It feels like it should be.
Not yet, but hopefully it soon will be. Let me read you a little bit from the Bloomberg article. At the start of the next year, the Ville de Bordeaux, a 154-meter-long ship that moves aircraft components for Airbus, will unfurl a 500-square-meter kite on journeys across the Atlantic Oceans. It will undergo 6 months of trial and test before full deployment. The kite is called a Sea Wing. Its developer...
for fuck's sake!
One of my less favourite starfighters, but
it's...
Are they just doing this so they can make the Master and Commander Far Side of the World, but in the 21st century? Finally going to get that sequel.
So the company behind it, called Airseas, estimates that an even larger kite, a 1,000 square meter parafoil flying at an altitude of 200 to 300 meters high, will cut fuel consumption and emissions from vessels by about 20%. So clearly, this is...
I mean, again, going back to Monkey Island 3, as far as I remember, there were in fact 0 carbon emissions on those boats. So
yeah, but
by that metric, 20% sounds dog shit.
Could you do a fucking modern, a boat the size of a modern cargo ship, and run it as a sailboat? Or would it
small boat the size of a big boat?
By God, we'll try.
No, the honest answer is no, you can't, because the size of the masts you'd need for some of these ships, the tensile strength of steel and similar can't meet. So it would just rip.
Cowards.
So
It would just rip the masts off.
right,
but
we're
it's
just
tempted
we're waiting until someone invents the space elevator, and then we're just going to hang a fucking sheet off it. Is that what you're telling
Basically.
me? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, so you could just go back to sailboats to move cargo around, but then you would need to hire more crew, and then you'd
Yes.
have to like fucking, you know what I mean, worry about unions, and no one wants that. So instead, it's like, well, 20% reduction in carbon emissions until you know what I mean, and that's only until we find out that making like the world's largest like fucking ever fucking like sheet of fabric actually requires them to bulldoze a rainforest or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can only be made from orangutan skins or something like that. So yeah, essentially the way it works is that it's a big kite, like I said.
Every one of these they put on a boat requires them to like fully deglove a whale.
So I watched a video on the company website, and the kite is essentially mounted on like a big mast at the front end of the ship.
I mean, yeah.
This is sounding less and less like a kite the more this goes on.
It's not really a mast, because you showed me that video. It's like it's a fucking high tech dome thing that launches a little drone aircraft
Yeah,
that like flies the sail around.
yeah.
And it's on like string or some shit. I don't know. Whatever the high tensile nautical equivalent of string is.
Whale
rope.
guts, apparently.
Twine.
Yeah, so according again to Airseas, this technology will leverage automation technologies from the aeronautical sector.
Of course it will.
And the,
You know
the,
what I
the
mean?
big kite, the Sea Wing, is activated at the push of a button and is 100% automated with no crew interventions needed.
Oh, good. I'm glad they specified that.
And apart from the big kite, they also use a thing called eco-routing, which is a piece of software that will steer the ship into the most favorable winds, essentially.
This is just the age of sail.
but with a big kite.
This is just with more words.
And the most comforting...
See, as much as I want to hate this, I think we should probably just kind of get used to the idea of going back to the age of sail, if only as
Bring
some
it
sort
back.
of climate change
Bring it back.
mitigation. Yeah, but they need to try these things with the really big boats and go, oh fuck, this doesn't work, and then eventually they will return to just make some shit out of wood and float it. Like, yeah, just go with that. Let them slowly move us back towards the classical era, and the planet may be saved.
I don't think that's ever going to happen though. Do you know what I mean? I think they'll fucking we'll end up with some like even stupider shit where it's like a thing that looks like a sailboat, but because of like, you know, engineering concerns, it wouldn't, it like, you know, like you couldn't actually put, like James says, you couldn't actually put a mast strong enough on one of these things. They'll have something that like projects a hologram of a mast, and then like under the fucking waterline there'll be like 14 fucking jumbo jet engines like powering it through the sea or whatever.
Yeah, we're going to go back to, I don't know, like rum sodomy and the, you know, Amazon time sanction.
No, it'll
you've
just
not
be.
been meeting your quota.
We'll go back to the age of biremes and triremes. We'll just have decks and decks full of, you know, Amazon wage slaves powering you through the deep oceans. But yeah,
I mean,
I'm all about those triremes though.
the most comforting thing is the last bit I read on their website, which said it is simple to use, operated from the bridge, with minimal training required for crews to deploy and operate.
It's just the age of sail.
I mean, all of this shit about it being automated and easily used, and it like, oh, it tracks the fucking like the optimum conditions with its like, what was that thing called? They said
Eco-routing.
eco. Yeah, I mean, sat nav is what they mean.
It's called eco-sailing.
Do you know what I actually think? So a little bit of background. The reason I think this sort of shit is coming around is the open ocean, the sea, for want of a better word, is the least regulated place on Earth. You know, flags of convenience and all of that, right? And there's been a growing movement among sailors to fucking unionize properly, like globally, because there's been some absolutely horrendous shit taking place. And I think this is attempting to head that off by how do we automate our shipping fleet, essentially. I think that's what this is steering toward.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're in luck, because tonight's main topic is also about unregulated spaces that may become more regulated in the near future.
Oh no.
Oh, fucking joy.
Is that regulated in any meaningful sense or in the stupid sense? Like,
Yeah, it's regulated in a profoundly stupid sense. I
of
think.
course.
Because did you know that today is, apart from the recording day, which is 21 December, it is also 13 Capricornus 0005 AA.
No. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Is this
no.
is this fucking like metric time or something?
It's close. This is the official calendar of Asgardia, which is what
Oh,
I'm
get the fuck off the bus! I've been waiting so long to talk about these fucking headbangers. Let's go.
I genuinely have no idea what anyone's talking about, so
Oh,
I
good.
get feeling...
Lembit Opic Space Colony.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, repeat that
as
sentence
in
to me?
the Lembit Opic?
As
Yeah,
in
Lembit
Lembit
Opic
Opic, yeah.
Space Colony.
Yeah.
Lembic, first of all, hi Kate. Second of all, what?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Lembit Opic. That Lembit Opic. My
Yeah.
son is also called Lembit, etc. That Lembit Opic. Yes. And his space colony.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Lembit Opic, to be precise, is the chairman of parliament for Asgardia, which is a initiative of
Well, I didn't vote for him.
No, you didn't, because you're not a resident of Asgardia. But I'll explain to you how you can.
Is
be.
he?
Yeah, he
What
is.
the fuck is Asgardia?
Right,
It's
Asgardia
Lembit
is a
Opic Space
theoretical-
Colony. How many times do I need to say this thing?
No, but that's...
Jamie, that
It's
sounds
the-
like a
it's
fucking
the-
knockoff of Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. I'm
It
sorry.
does!
Right, James, let me
It's
start
the
with
Sid
basic
Meier's Alpha
premise.
Centauri we have at home.
Let me start with the very basic premise just for James. James, Asgardia is a theoretical or possibly real nation-state that exists only in space, currently in the form of a microsatellite, but is aiming to be a member of the United
Wait,
Nations.
whoa, they have a satellite?
Yeah, they do.
Oh my god, it's seasteading, but in space. Space steading.
Close enough.
Sorry, hang on. This is a lot to drop on me in one go. You're saying that Lembit Opic,
Yes.
cheeky girls Lembit Opic,
Yeah, him, yes.
Yes.
right, is chairperson, or what was it, parliamentarian?
Chairman
what was
of
it? What was it?
Parliament.
Chairman of Parliament to a space steading nation that's basically seasteading but in space.
Yes.
And they've got a satellite.
Yes.
Yes. A microsatellite.
Yes. They've also...
Did I fucking stroke out like 5 minutes ago or something?
Look, James, he's got scientists on it. He needs to get 100 more research points, and then he'll be able to build another building up there.
Oh, well, they are doing serious research, but we'll get into that in a
Sorry,
moment.
hang on, back up. So why Asgardia?
Because Asgardia is, it's Asgard. It's one of
Because
the
it
homes of
sounds
the Norse
cool.
gods.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've confirmed that Lembit Opic is a Marvel nerd, basically.
Does
is
that
is
surprise
it?
you?
Maybe he's just really into the Expanse, and he thought, "Oh, cool spaceships."
Yeah. I mean, apparently, Asgardia and its parliament have applied to the United Nations to join them as a
Can
full
you
space
just
nation.
apply? Can you just send in like a CV? Well, how does that work?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really work because, according to several professors of international law that I've read, it's very difficult to claim your estate when you don't have, land or territory or borders or an army or, anything apart from a piece of paper that says we are a state now. But
I mean, they've got a
Scott
Lembit-
Paul, but like in space. Okay.
I mean, they've got a Lembit Opic, so
But
that
what they
counts as
do
some kind of
have-
weaponry, surely.
But what they do have is they have all the paperwork and dorkery of like a Model UN session that got completely out of hand.
Or I hate when the UN get out of hand and get a bit rowdy.
So they do have a functioning government, as I said. There's 150 strong
I mean-
parliament. They have self-proclaimed embassies.
Wait, is this the UN or is this Asgardia?
This is Asgardia.
Are they all Lembit Opic wearing different hats?
No.
No, it's each one is a cheeky girl.
There's a couple thousand paying residents.
No, sorry. The cheeky girls have taste. Remember, they dumped him.
They have a couple of thousands of fee-paying residents, technically. So
I mean, when you think about it, anyone who lives in the country is a fee-paying resident.
exactly.
Did he set this up?
No, he didn't. The guy who set this up is a self-proclaimed question mark Russian billionaire called Igor Ashurbaily, who is some kind of ex-Soviet.
I'm sorry, but
scientist.
name check on that guy. Holy shit.
Yeah. So Dr. Igor founded this. I can't remember when. But yeah, and he founded it. Lembit Opik is, as I said, the elected chairman of.
Actually, I'm suddenly extremely invested in when this was founded.
There's a prime minister as well, and there's a Supreme Court justice. They are, I think, still looking for a chief audit officer and a prosecutor general. So if anybody listening wants to get in on the gig, you can get application forms on their website, which is asgardia.space.
So you could prosecute people for violating space law.
Is there an avenue here where we can convince Keir Starmer to launch himself into space?
But yeah, like I said, today is 13 Capricornus 005 AA, according to the Asgardian calendar. That's because AA,
What does
AA stands for after Asgardia, as in after the founding, and BA stands for before Asgardia.
All right, well, hang on, then work backwards from there
Yeah,
to find out when it's
2017.
founded, Alistair.
It's 2016.
16,
Oh.
12th of
No,
October 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disappointing. I was hoping this had been founded in prior to the fall of the Soviet Union.
And if you want to get a good taste of like the rules nerding involved in this, the Asgardian calendar is based on zodiac signs, and there are a grand
For fuck's sake!
No. There are a grand total of 23 footnotes on the page holding the calendar of the Asgard.
I love to open my fucking my monthly calendar and just have to read the footnotes to work out what time it is.
Well, I mean, it's a bit more complicated than that, because right now we can only convert Earth time and dates to Asgardian time and date. But soon, at least according to the little click menu on the top, which currently doesn't work, we should also be able to convert moon dates as well as Venus and Titan dates to the Asgardian calendar when we are, a spacefaring civilization.
Space. Final frontier. This is the last place where the Lib Dems are winning here. Just what?
See, Lembit Opik has stared into the vast expanse of the future, and he's realised that it is in fact the one place that has not been corrupted by capitalism.
Well, don't worry, they're busy introducing capitalism to space. That's one of their main goals. So the main goal of Asgardia is to deliver peace in space, and if you ask how will they do this, they will.
I mean, is it?
Hold
on.
I think actually, if you look at their website, what their main goal is to facilitate the birth of the first child in space.
Yes, that is one of their main
which
goals.
I'm going to refer to as Operation the One Thing We Didn't Want to Happen.
They want one child to be born in space so they can declare war on it and then subsequently declare peace.
You're missing this. They're actually trying to bring about the birth of the Star Child, and this is something we should all be deeply concerned about.
Well, or David, on the other hand, if you want the Star Child to be born, they have also recently opened a charitable Space Child Fund where citizens and supporters can donate solar coins. And they expect the first.
Is there a Bitcoin tie-in?
Really hoping that the thing they could donate was jizz.
Space jizz.
I mean, it would have been less annoying.
We have it on good authority that Lembit has plenty of that, but still. So this is a cryptocurrency tie-in.
It's
then,
also called a cryptocurrency. Actually, it's better. It's a stable coin. But we'll get to that. They have a
Stable against what assets? Deposits by Lembit?
They have two types of coin. One is a stable coin and one is a Bitcoin. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, so the first Star Child they expect to be born in under 25 years, which I think sounds optimistic. But hey, you never know.
They'll just book a cheeky weekend at that fucking space hotel that's opening in the 30s.
Oh, yeah.
Was cheeky weekend intentional there, Jamie? Because I don't think they're taking his calls anymore.
Get the old band back together.
I mean, speaking of space children, one of the things that inspired Dr. Igor to start Asgardia was...
Is this a book that you've read and you're just pulling one over on us, or is this an actual guy?
Is one of the things they want to be is the International Center of so-called Space Law, which would be free from which distinctly would be free from the claims of existing human laws and claims by other countries.
I bet it fucking would.
Well, yeah, it would specifically because in a 2016 speech, the founder, Dr. Igor, claimed he was inspired for Asgardia by a discussion about the laws governing murder, marriage, and divorce in space.
How long is it going to take someone to develop a laser powerful enough to just beam the word nonce onto this fucking satellite?
You've heard of international waters. You've heard of international law. Have you considered void waters? Void law, if you will.
But
Surely it'd be interstellar law.
But they've already started creating space law. There's quite a significant body of written text on the website. So, for example, on...
I mean, to be fair, you can stick any old shit on the internet and,
So, for example, on 22 Libra 0005, which to you and me is the 3rd of September of this year...
just so fucking stupid!
This is some fucking, like, if you had this, like, 20 years ago on the internet, this would be some Time Cube level kind of, some guy has put up a GeoCities website and this is...
That's just the natural evolution of the internet though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, 20 years ago, like, any idiot could just start a GeoCities and post, like, every insane thought that entered their head, like, to the world at large. And 20 years later, like, the only difference is that, like, investors fucking put billions into that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's still the exact, like, the stupidest fucking ideas you've ever heard. But now it's got, like, fucking, you know what I mean, investment behind it.
Are you telling me I can divorce my wife in space and give her nothing? To the moon!
No, specifically not to the moon.
But yeah, again, on 22 Libra 0005...
Yeah, they don't have a calendar for it yet, Alice.
Asgardia did sign into law its first 12-page Asgardia Companies Act. So now you can establish your own company in the null space that is Asgardia, which again is, I must stress, is not a country.
Oh, we need to register the fucking the podcast into that address. To get Nick up there, it would be fine, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, let's talk a little bit about Asgardian citizenship then, because the first citizens (brackets Asgardians) might be.
It just makes me think of the little grey guys out of Stargate.
So yeah, they want the first generation of citizens to be researchers and/or investors, and I wonder which really has the.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And/or.
Imagine if there was someone useful involved. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
The "or" in that sentence is doing a lot of heavy lifting, like, you know what I mean?
So if I understood the website correctly, Asgardia currently has 1,445 actual residents, although according to Wikipedia...
I mean, no they fucking don't.
I mean... although I have to stress, according to Wikipedia, quote, there is no intention to actually move these members into space.
Sorry.
More's the fucking pity.
Does this mean residents in the receiving treatment at an accredited mental health centre sense?
No, what they actually are is part of the Golden 100,000, which is the first 100,000 registered, and they are also free from not paying the €100 a year residence fee in Asgardia.
We should once we finish recording this evening, we should all just sign up to this shit. Maybe we'll get to launch into the cold vacuum of space
as a supporter for free. If you want to become a citizen of Asgardia, you have to pay again €100 a year fee.
I really would recommend against doing that though, because if you do that will count as another citizenship. If you get deported by Priti Patel, you'll be just launched towards the fucking sun.
Well, I mean, fucking God.
Being deported to that fucking like 2D prison thing from Superman 2.
They're banished to the Phantom Zone by Priti Patel.
But I mean, not really, because if you do get citizenship in Asgardia, I'll read you from a CNN article. When asked by CNN how Asgardia intends to provide peace to its citizens without a physical settlement, Dr. Igor said, the nation's citizens can take advantage of their dual citizenship. Quote, if I have problems on Earth, I'll have my embassy from Asgardia. It's like if you're a tourist, you can go to the Asgardian Embassy and they'll try to help you. And there are, I must remind you, there are 20 Asgardian embassies currently existing on planet Earth. I think they're just like residences in places. Like, they don't have any power, but, there's a guy in there that
You can go around and say hi.
Yeah, it's just
imagine having diplomatic immunity for Asgardia. Do you know what I mean?
However, if you are accepted by the Supreme Space Council as a citizen...
I'm good, carry on.
If you're curious, by the way, the Supreme Space Council is Dr. Eagle, Chairman of Parliament Lambert Opik, and Prime Minister something or other. That's the
and
Supreme
the Silver
Space...
Surfer.
I mean, how much more of a Jupiterian golden Adonis of a man or men could you have as your cultural and spiritual leaders?
Well, because Dr. Eagle is styled the head of nation, and if you want to just
fucking dickhead of nation, Jesus.
Just briefly turning to the issue of citizenship. If the Supreme Space Council does deem you worthy of becoming an Asgardian resident, you are eligible to receive, quote unquote, a plastic card of the Asgardian resident.
Whoa! I can't believe that shit, man.
This is
plastic card.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even get that for the Labour Party these days.
How futuristic!
I should say that.
Do you see? Do these cunts instead of jury duty? Do you have to do a shift as the Herald of Galactus?
This is not just me saying that. This is according to Directive Number 1 on the status of the residents of Asgardia. Brackets 2019.
Number 1. Fuck off.
Yeah. I tried desperately to find, by the way, but I couldn't find a copy online, which made me very sad. But the Asgardian Parliament this year in September passed a Children and Families Act, which I was just desperate to read.
Oh, dear.
So this Prime Directive, Rob, what does it say?
Well, the Prime Directive says that you can get a plastic card if you pay your €100 a year membership fee, and if Lambert Opik approves of you.
I mean, to be fair, that's a lot less stringent than living in this fucking country.
Yeah.
The tertiary directive is that you should be allowed to see your kids every second weekend.
Well, you're not entirely wrong, and also they may have good reason to worry about birthing the first star child, because according to CNN, membership in Asgardia is 83% male and 17% female.
Oh my god.
So it's
danger.
The odds are good if you're a woman, but the goods are very, very odd.
I didn't know they could build a satellite entirely out of red flags.
And if you're wondering how this spacefaring nation is going to run its economy, let me clarify a little bit.
I assure you, I was not.
There were several questions on my mind. That was very low down the list, Rob.
So yeah, they will have two currencies: the solar, which is a stable coin. So you can always exchange one solar for €1. That's guaranteed by the bank.
These fucking guys they're just big fans of the Worm movie, aren't they?
They're just trying far too hard to make everything seem spacey. Do you know what I mean? This is like you let the Land Before Time writers have a crack at Star Trek.
I'm just thinking they wanted to call it the Solero, but then that one member in Scotland was like, "No, listen, mate."
No, you're very close, James. Because this is from their website. Because the sun shines on all of Earth, the solar is intended to be a universal currency that can be converted on all exchanges for all hard currencies, but also for quote-unquote legitimate cryptocurrencies.
Well, I take issue with this because it was only a solar if you're in this solar system, surely.
Yeah.
Come on.
Said Lambert Opik, Chairman of Parliament, the money to fund...
Don't say that.
Sorry, you need a qualifier on that one, Rob. God damn.
Well,
so-called Chairman of Parliament.
Well, earlier this year, and I'm not shitting you, he was also contemplating running for President of Estonia, so there is that.
Another made-up place.
I know someone from Estonia, and Estonians are not that fucking stupid. So.
I think genuinely it's because his latest ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend is from Estonia. I think that's why he wanted to run there.
Is he just want to be in charge of places where women he's met live?
Absolutely, so that he can seize control of the family court.
Well, I mean, when asked about why he wanted to run for president of Estonia, his answer was, "I think I could make quite a splash."
Right.
I mean, yeah, going to politics is just like fuck shit up, see what happens.
Like, after re-entry or what?
Well, I mean, to be fair, he may as well run for president of Estonia because he's not actually a member anymore of the Liberal Democrats, if I understand it correctly. They kicked him out.
I mean,
a hell of a way to discover the Lib Dems have standards.
Well, that's because I think it's in September, but certainly in this year, he hosted an event with the Tories, fronted by former Transport Minister Chris Grayling.
Oh, could you imagine if they put Chris Grayling in charge of the fucking transport for this cursed nation?
But yeah, the event that he was fronting was called "How to Stop the Lib Dems," an insider guide on how the Lib Dems plan their campaigns.
That's where they draw the line, is it?
yeah, apparently.
That's where they draw many lines, Jamie.
Not trying to fucking, like, you know what I mean, do the plot of Moonraker, but, like, somehow worse. That wasn't a second offence for the Lib Dems.
No,
but, like,
was
that a crime?
Excommunicated like a mason that's revealing the secrets.
Was that actually a cry for help? Was that Limbic's Opic's version of, someone please stop me?
Well, if you want,
it's completely unsurprising that the Lib Dems are just a slightly nerdier version of the Magic Circle.
Well, James, if you want to cry for help from Lembit Opic, let me read you the following. Asgardia,
I really don't, but carry on.
Asgardia will have a functioning economy with the world's first state-run cryptocurrency, not based on trust.
Well, I mean, no, it's not.
The official cryptocurrency of the Space Nation is the Solar, which will be saved on an Asgardian ID card, which in turn forms part of a smartphone you carry around anyway, a universal device for all your need. Yeah, so the official cryptocurrency of the Space Nation is the Solar, which will be saved onto your plastic Asgardian ID card, which in turn forms part of a smartphone you carry around, a universal device for all your needs. So if you have a smartphone, you too can be a citizen of Asgardia. That's very important.
I'm surprised they call it a smartphone and not like a fucking tricorder or some shit.
And I mean, would it surprise you to learn that by far, the largest section of the Q&A on the Asgardia.space website is dedicated to explaining Bitcoin to its membership.
Surprise me in the slightest.
Just at the fucking offset, it is great that they've invented a country where it is literally impossible for you to participate in a society that doesn't exist yet unless you have an essential piece of technology, which, aren't cheap. Especially if it's going to meant to have a bunch of fucking crypto nonsense like fucking built into it.
You knock it, Alistair, but it's the blockchain of life, innit?
I thought it was good, sorry.
Oh,
damn it with faint praise.
Yeah, sorry, retract it.
So yeah, but there is also the secondary fund, of course, through which you can donate to the birth of the Star Child. By the way, while the Solar is a stable coin that trades 1-to-1 with the euro, there's also, if you want to trade with other citizens of Asgardia, there's also the Lunar, which is of course the opposite to the Solar, you see. And that is
so they figured out a fucking currency for the moon, but not how time works.
Well, they figured out how time works. They've just invented a new one because they were bored with real time.
David, picture 3 cryptocurrencies on the edge of a wallet. The moon works the same way.
So yeah, with the Lunar, which is the more sort of gyrating crypto of the two, with that you can trade among yourselves.
Excuse me, did you describe it as gyrating?
Yes.
Doing a little fucking hula dance whenever you try and pay for some fucking bread.
Pretty much. So if you're asking yourself, how will they achieve all this, building the first space nation?
I assure you I'm not.
Through jihad?
Sorry, I've now got Limit Opic's Jihad as like a Dune kind of knockoff.
Oh yeah, it's fully a Butlerian jihad. Yeah.
Lambert Atreides.
I mean, it would fit.
I'm just picturing Lambert Opic as the giant worm. With the tiny hands.
Lambert Opic, God Emperor of Mankind.
So yeah, if you're wondering how all this will be achieved, I mean, like I said, first, the most important thing Asgardia wants and stands for is the peaceful use of space. So they're very much against militarization.
My shirt about the peaceful use of space is raising a lot of questions answered by my peaceful use of space shirt.
That's
it's
just like
really weird how they keep going on about the peaceful use of space.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't want to be tased for whatever they do to the Star Child. Is that? That's what that is.
It's very much, we just want to live in peace.
Yeah.
Don't bother us. Don't tread on me, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, Alistair, you leave the Asgardian family courts alone. So yeah, that's the most important thing they want, and they have sent a letter to pretty much all the major governments in the world, asking for demilitarization and cooperation with Asgardia to run space for everybody.
just like, I swear to God, I've heard of being divorced from this earth, but this is a whole new fucking level of divorced energy, to be perfectly honest with you.
Wait until let me tell you the following. Their second goal is to protect not just Asgardia, but the planet Earth and all its inhabitants from space threats, like solar flares. So that's the next thing they're going to organize.
I mean, is this... I mean, come on, man! Like, why do you keep bringing up all this weird shit? Like, oh, there's only one group of people that can protect Earth from the menace of fucking solar flares and meteors. Were those real concerns before?
So yeah, apart from protecting Earth from solar flares, they also
weird that they keep bringing that up. It really is.
Well, maybe they need a solar flare to activate the Star Child. This is I'm coming around to this. The other thing they want to protect Earth from as well is microorganisms like diseases, which could erupt when meteors crash to Earth. You know that thing.
God forbid we have one of those
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
The third thing they want to do is slightly more ambitious than that, I think, even. They want to build a demilitarized and scientific base of knowledge in space using a series of core satellites, several clusters, up to 10,000, I think, of smaller satellites. And then...
No. Sorry, that itself just means we want a hard drive where the police can't reach it. Bringing a new and terrifying idea to the terrible secret of space.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry, but ACAB does include the Space Nonce Police.
I mean, David, you say this, but can I introduce you to a little microsatellite called Asgardia-1, which has already been launched, which, according to Lambert Opic, makes Asgardia the first nation to have all its territory in space, because all their territory is that satellite.
Right, sorry.
So
can territory
be
a vehicle? I don't think that counts. I don't think it works like that.
According to anyone with any vague experience with international law, no, it can't be.
I mean, I disagree, because I can remember some film where some fucking ambassador was like, well, this car technically counts as Russian soil or some shit. So the CIA can't extrajudicially murder me in my car, because that would be a fucking a crime on terror on Soviet soil or something. It'd be terrorism.
Oh, I see, right.
So I think it can technically be a vehicle, but I also think a vehicle has to contain an occupant. So,
well, I mean, Asgardia.
You're not allowed to just fire a Casio watch into low Earth orbit and then claim that you're a fucking spacefaring nation. Quite frankly, you know what I mean? Even if the watch does play the James Bond music or something when someone presses one of the buttons.
That Casio watch is a cultural centre of our entire nation.
See, this is why the whole thing will never work, because it's all just one big vehicle for Lambert Opic, right?
Well, Asgardia 1, to be precise, is a 10 by 10 by 20 centimeters mini satellite. It weighs just under 3 kilos. And its main goal while in space is...
I think this is great, and I'm in favour of more like fucking nation states that could be picked up and yeeted. Do you know what I mean? Like fucking... Just I've had enough of France. I'm just going to fucking drop kick it into a hedge. You know what I mean?
To be honest, this is rapidly changing my opinion on the militarization of space, because I want to see the Russians test out their satellite killer again, and I've got the perfect target for it.
See, I'm more concerned about the way, how bad the border gore is going to look when we achieve Kessler syndrome.
It'll be literal border gore, David, actually, every time someone tries to cross one.
But yeah, specifically Asgardia 1, its main goal is to actually run a 512 gigabyte SSD hard drive in outer space.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Just come on!
That's all that's up there.
Come on!
The hard drive, at least this is what they say it contains.
Is it the piss tape?
No, it contains rotated PDFs of all the Asgardia's founding documents, and then because they, had some space left over after all that, they filled it with pictures of
dank memes.
No, they filled it with pictures of Asgardia citizens and their extended families. So it's just up there, beeping along.
So no one else can get to them.
So no one else can steal their soul. It's you store your soul up there in the cloud, or not in the cloud, in the actual little box, in tiny Asgardia.
I'm sorry. I've just looked up this Igor dude on Wikipedia, and he's described as a micro-nationalist. Which is an extremely funny combination of words.
Have you tried microdosing nationalism? I find it is quite helpful.
The SNP.
Yeah, I found it helped me launch my entire country.
Imagine how much these dipshits are paying some guy from the Cotswolds to go up and change light bulbs on that thing, though.
The micronation contains the world's teeniest, tiniest brewery run by the most annoying cunts in the world. But yeah, amazingly, of course, Asgardia 1 is not an independent satellite. It was just a release along with a couple hundred other ones. So currently it can only be accessed through the Globalstar satellite networks, and that makes it subject to US data and privacy laws. So if the piss tape is on there, Biden could go and get it.
That's a shame.
Sake.
Yeah.
Do you think it's mainly like lonely divorced guys who've basically been told you can send your photos up and you and your family will always be together in space? And when we wipe out this world and the aliens come, all they will know is that you and your family were together, and that'll be it. That'll be your legacy. Do you think that's it? Because that feels like the kind of level these guys are on.
To me, it has a lot of the vibe of the, that all that horseshit where you can reserve a star or name a star.
Yeah.
It's that essentially, but run by Dr. Igor and Lempio.
The thing is, apparently this dude says that the official name of this place is the Space Kingdom of Asgardia.
Yeah, that's true. It's a constitutional monarchy. Yeah.
Who's the monarch?
Who is the Space King?
I think it's Dr. Igor. I can't find anybody else who's the king, and he's
he's inaugurated as head of nation on June 28 and June 28.
Is he in there as like a regent though? Is this why they're awaiting the Star Child?
I assume that he is the He is the Malkador, the Sigillite to the Star Child. That's...
Jesus fucking Christ, you nerd.
Look, it's called pandering to the audience. All right, so it's all looking good, but I have to say the birth of the Star Child is not the only thing Asgardia has to look forward to. One of their other main goals, and we should be seeing signs of it, I think, pretty soon, is to have the first manned space flights to the Asgardia Protective Space Platform, which Dr. Igor said would occur in 2025.
All right, yeah, I believe that. Then.
So they're gonna have a space platform by then, and then do flights to
not
it.
just any, because this is.
So is that just a bigger cube that you can fit a man inside?
Yeah, but that man is going to keep us safe from the meteors and the solar flares.
That's right, yeah.
Lembit Opik just like physically inserting himself in the path of a fucking solar flare coming to decimate the Earth, saying my moment is now, and just being instantly vaporized along with the entire Earth.
Inshallah.
Yeah, so said Dr. Igor, this is not a fantasy. Going to Mars, the galactics, so on, that's just fake. I intend on something more real.
Like my "this is not fantasy" T-shirt, etc., etc., etc. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, one more thing that they really have genuinely planned on is Asgardia's global project to launch 10,000 satellites to create a global satellite internet network, which I think is the same thing that Elon Musk keeps trying to build.
Yeah,
I was going to say, so we're going to have two of these fucking things that are just going to, Kessler syndrome the place immediately.
3 now, because Bezos is doing
that's
one
true.
as well.
We did that on an earlier Nuggets thing. I don't know. Christ knows how many podcasts ago. So yeah, there's now a competing third one. So would you rather be with Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or with Dr. Igor?
Is it too much to ask that we just had one billionaire that was really into fucking guillotines?
So yeah, the Asgardia Global Satellite Internet Network would transmit signals and establish communications between people and create its own IP without any use of radio frequencies on Earth. So we would all be intergalactically connected with Asgardia and be all in a nation of space, and presumably be able to sue our bitch of an ex-wife through Asgardia Space Court.
That is what this is. It absolutely 100% is. This is, do you know what the equivalent of this would have been in the 1990s? It would have been guys wanting to make like a, fucking Rapture, basically. Like, I want to make a nation under the sea in international waters.
No, that's
but now
called
it's like, no,
seasteading.
that's
We
kinda,
still do that.
That's passé. Well, no, but it's like, like the guys who wanted to specifically do the under the sea part of it, right? They've just fucking migrated into the depths of space. What I want to know is, what's the next evolution of this, right? What's the next step beyond I want to make a space colony so that I can divorce my space?
I think
uploading themselves to the cloud.
Ostentatious tombs are going to make a comeback.
God, yeah. Mortuary cults. I would appreciate a good mortuary cult coming back. I would much appreciate that. Like, if I don't know, if we would have to like bury.
We live in fucking Britain.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, when they finally revealed that the Queen really is dead, that they would have to like bury the whole household staff of Buckingham Palace along with her alive, so they can be her servants in the afterlife forever.
Nah, see, like Monkey's Paw style, we'll get ostentatious tombs, but they'll all be on the fucking blockchain. It'll be like the next step for NFTs. NF tombs, yeah, exactly. Non-fungible tombs.
At least they'll be used for something then.
I mean, they wouldn't though. It'd be like those. The Olive Garden that you can own on the blockchain, and they go to great lengths to explain that it's not an actual, like, even though it like says like, oh, that you own the Olive Garden in like at this address or whatever, you don't actually, because it wasn't an official Olive Garden like blockchain thing. It was just something some dipshits made up. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you say this, but I think, I know that McDonald's a while ago released their first NFTs of the Rib Witch, so you can have exclusive ownership of an NFT
Right? Yeah, no, yeah.
Do you want to know the funniest thing about that?
What I'm
story,
talking about
actually?
is an actual thing that like some fucking people did, and there's a fact you can like that I've seen passed around online where it's like patiently explaining that like no, you own an Olive Garden restaurant like. But at a specific location, but only the concept of it in the metaverse. You don't actually own the physical restaurant because then like Olive Garden would hire lawyers. Do you know what I mean? If we try to claim that, and it's like one of the questions is, so I own a picture of an Olive Garden, and they're like, no, the picture is just purely for representative purposes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so I don't even own a fucking a picture of an Olive Garden.
It's like, I mean, that is what we want to do. We basically want to make like a version of IP law that is nevertheless non-intersecting.
I've decided. You know what?
Property.
I've decided we're changing the name of this fucking guy to that thing that guy called you the other day, Jamie.
Oh,
The sectarian dunce bot supreme leader. That's what we're changing. This guy's like head of state. Is this
NFTs are just an attempt to monetize concepts of.
I mean, they kind of are, but it has led to one fantastic thing. Because you mentioned that McRib fucking NFT that they did. Do you want to know a really funny story
about
off the back of that?
The racial slur, apparently.
Yeah, McDonald's have put a racial slur on the blockchain from the official McDonald's NFT account while they were testing it and setting it up, and that's just permanently inscribed now. McDonald's has done a racism on the blockchain
I'm
forever and ever.
I'm to discover that there's a strong connection between NFTs and racism. This is something I could not have seen coming.
Wes Streeting must condemn.
It would be really good if we actually that and just saw what happened.
So if you're wondering what's next for the nation of Asgardia, I mean, for one,
No, I can assure you we are
for one,
not.
they have a problem. The number of residents, certainly fee-paying residents, appears to be sharply dropping off, and
Sorry, this is their problem, Rob, not the entire concept of the enterprise.
And I'm also very sad to report
I think the enterprise is a few stages off. Like, they need to get that platform up there first.
I'm also very sad to report that the mods of the official Asgardia forums haven't posted since 2019. So I'm not sure.
Oh, well, I can start an account there right now. Fucking, let's go.
Exactly.
Every post since 2019 is Smooth Yoda.
No, it's mainly a collection of unfortunately very strange people, some of whom keep insisting they should call in Elon Musk for help to make Asgardia a better place, which seems like the kind of crossover we would find ourselves in if we
You need to make it a place first.
Asgardia is more a state of mind, bro.
Cliffy B on the Asgardia forums posting about how it's not paedophilia to find like 14-year-old girls hot.
But yeah, let me leave you and the nation of Asgardia with a final quote from their website. Therefore, Asgardia is a sort of matryoshka made of philosophy, law, and technology. Whatever
Fuck off.
Whatever else is hidden inside is something we will discover in the near future.
So I've just signed up to the Asgardia forums.
Does it cost $10?
No, it doesn't cost. It doesn't cost anything. So that's their first mistake.
Triangle Man incoming.
I need to find that picture of Small Bart.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that's it. That's what I have for you for this month's or this whatever's mystery box, whatever this is.
Tremendous.
Welcome to Asgardia.
Truly a Christmas miracle.
Yes.
Everybody's
Good God. Okay.
Everybody's Christmas really was missing Limpid Opik. I think if we're very honest.
My verification email went to the junk box, so that's good.
Clearly, that's why no one's been posting. The people are dying to get in, but unfortunately, the emails just keep going to the junk folder. That's it. That's it. Honest.
Well, okay. Let's just call it here then, shall we? So, yeah, listeners. Hope you have enjoyed the raft of extra content on the Patreon. If you're not on the Patreon, then why not spend a $5 that you got from your ma on that? And yeah, we've got loads of content on there. We've got more to come as well. We have a Q&A episode dropping on Boxing Day, so look forward to that on the Patreon. And as well as that Q&A episode, we also have an on-brand and on-theme for the time episode of James Bond films, something that you'll typically fucking find no shortage of. So join us as Alistair watches GoldenEye for the first fucking time somehow. Yeah, and then we have another cultural committee to start you off, and a premium feed at the start of the year with a look at the Tom Clancy universe, and then we will be back to normal programming as of the 13th with Comex.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's what we got to do. Comex.
Yes, cum-X. I don't know what that is either, and we're not going to explain it. We're just going to let you think it's something to do with cum.
To get you into the holiday spirit.
Yes, or to launch you straight back out of it. Anyway, yeah, that's what we've got planned. Thank you all very much for listening. Thank you all very much for subscribing if you do, and thank you very much for doing that if you will. And enjoy your Christmas, and we will see you on the next episode.
And I will see you on the Asgardia forums.
That's right.
That's right.
Cheerio.
All right. Happy holidays or whatever it is you celebrate. Or don't celebrate.
Yeah, happy miserable family time. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
This episode was a fucking Christmas miracle.